For decades, audiences have watched him command the screen with a quiet intensity that few actors can match. A single look, a carefully measured line, and suddenly the entire room feels different. But behind that legendary presence lies a story that many fans never fully heard. Because long before the awards, the iconic roles, and the global recognition, Anthony Hopkins faced years of doubt that nearly pushed him away from acting altogether. And now, at 85 years old, Hopkins has reflected on the truth behind his success, a lesson shaped not by fame, but by the struggles that came before it. To understand that story, we have to travel back to a small town in Wales. Anthony Hopkins was born in 1937 in Port Talbot, a quiet industrial town where dreams of Hollywood seemed almost impossible. As a child, Hopkins struggled in school. He later admitted that he felt out of place, often describing himself as distracted and uncertain about his future. His father ran a small bakery, and for a long time, it seemed likely that Hopkins would follow a simple, predictable life far from the spotlight. But everything changed after a chance encounter with the legendary Welsh actor Richard Burton. Burton, who had already become a rising star, encouraged the young Hopkins to pursue acting seriously. That brief moment of encouragement lit a spark that would shape the rest of Hopkins' life. Determined to follow that path, he enrolled at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. There, he trained intensely, studying classical performance and stagecraft. But even with formal training, success did not come easily. According to stories Hopkins has shared over the years, the early stages of his career were filled with uncertainty. He worked in theater productions, often struggling to find consistent work. At times, he questioned whether he truly belonged in the world of acting. Yet one opportunity slowly began to change everything. In the late 1960s, Hopkins caught the attention of the legendary actor and director Laurence Olivier, who invited him to join the prestigious Royal National Theatre. It was a turning point. Working alongside some of the greatest performers of the era, Hopkins began refining the quiet, controlled style that would later define his performances. Still, international fame remained elusive until one unforgettable role changed the course of his career forever. In 1991, Hopkins appeared in the psychological thriller The Silence of the Lambs, portraying the chilling and brilliant Hannibal Lecter. His performance lasted only minutes of screen time compared to many leading roles. But the impact was extraordinary. Audiences were captivated by the calm, unsettling intelligence of the character. Critics praised Hopkins for creating one of the most unforgettable villains in cinema history. The role earned him an Academy Award and transformed him into a global star. Yet behind the scenes, those who worked with Hopkins often describe a very different side of the actor. According to insiders, Hopkins approached acting with an unusual philosophy. Rather than chasing fame or perfection, he focused on discipline and simplicity. He memorized scripts with remarkable precision, sometimes learning entire scenes in minutes. Directors often recalled his ability to step onto a set completely prepared, delivering performances that felt effortless. But Hopkins himself has often said the secret wasn't talent alone. In later interviews, he reflected on the struggles that once made him doubt his path. The insecurity, the quiet fear of failure, the years when success seemed uncertain. Those experiences, he explained, taught him something powerful. The key to success wasn't chasing approval. It was simply showing up, doing the work, and letting the rest unfold. Today, Anthony Hopkins' career spans more than half a century of cinema and theater. From dramatic roles to unforgettable villains, his performances have shaped the way audiences experience storytelling on screen. And perhaps the lesson behind his journey is surprisingly simple. Greatness isn't always born from confidence. Sometimes it grows from the courage to keep going, even when the future feels uncertain. What do you think about the journey of Anthony Hopkins and the secret behind his success? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy cinematic documentaries about Hollywood legends, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more untold stories from the world of film.